I'm constantly amazed at just how bad most financial advice on YouTube and TikTok, any video platform, all the financial gurus that are making videos, like 95% of the content out there is just straight garbage. Some of it is laughably bad. And that's why, I like doing these TikTok reaction videos. This will be the third in my TikTok reaction series. You guys have wanted some more of these. So typically what I do, I go to TikTok and I find 8 or 9 random videos about trading and just general finance and anything. I'll put in a few popular search terms like day trading or options trading or whatever, and I'll come up with a collection of videos that look interesting based on their titles or thumbnails, anything that catches my eye or I think could be a funny video or something interesting to react to. I take a look at it. And this first video caught my attention because you can see in the little thumbnail here, the preview of the video, you can see he is winning a little bit of money on his options trades, but in the title of the video he mentions that he's looking for advice because he's new to options trading. So let's see what he has to say here.
I made $13,000 trading options this week, and I honestly don't know too much about what I'm doing. I made a video about this earlier this week. I got a lot of hate on it, and this is my tip to tell you guys that I want to know what to do.
Okay, so that's interesting. He made $13,000 trading options this week, but he really doesn't know what he's doing, and he knows he doesn't know what he's doing. That's good that he recognizes, hey, I'm probably just getting lucky here, and he probably is risking too much money because he looks like a young guy, and you never know how much money people start with, but it's possible he only started with $10,000 or $20,000 in a trading account. That's kind of like a normal kind of range when people start trading. They typically don't put, a huge sum of money, like life-changing amounts of money into a trading account when you first start. So he probably started with a small amount of money. He's already winning 13 grand in 1 week. So he's probably taking way too much risk is my guess.
I want to know what you guys think I should go look at and learn. I've literally used one strategy the entire time. The only advice I've ever actually gotten for this was to watch the market, do paper trades. I tried out Forex as well for the past year. So I have a little bit of an idea about patterns and stuff like that. But of course I'm taking kind of news and other things like that. I got pretty good.
Okay, so I'm kind of concerned. He's doing options trading now, but he used to trade Forex. So that's a smart choice to leave Forex behind. Forex, you have no edge in Forex at all. It's a very efficient marketplace, and it's essentially a 50-50 coin flip. Every time you take a trade, things can either go up or down on you. So I'm glad he has moved to the world of options. But then he's talking about technical analysis, and all he's doing is trying to identify patterns on a stock chart. And you guys know my stance on this. That's all complete and total bullshit, right? Technical analysis doesn't work. So he has no clue how to properly trade. So hopefully he gets some good advice in the comments of this video. I didn't actually read the comments, but I'm sure this is probably an older video. Hopefully people have pointed him in the right direction. And the right direction is definitely stop relying on technical analysis.
Good trades throughout this week. But this is my attempt to say, hey guys, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not a guru. I'm not trying to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for 2 weeks. If you have any advice for me or where I should go look, I would love to hear it. This is not me trying to show off. This is me saying, hey, I'm new to this. What I've been doing works. But if you guys know what I can actually learn that's realistic tactics, so far my strategies are this. If you don't like the strategy, call me an idiot. I understand. But market opened, I found a trend.
Look at these lines.
Once it broke that trend, I buy. Or sell if it's going the other way. But I bought. Boom, it got all up here. Of course, they had good news that morning as well. There's a lot of other things I took into account as well. But I wait for it to break that one trend.
All right. Well, yeah, I think we get the gist of this video. This is kind of a lengthy video, but you can see how this is going to go. He's showing off all of his trend lines and support lines and resistance lines. And, that's the strategy that he thinks is working for him, but he wants you guys to tell him something that's better because he doesn't really think this works. So you got any, I guess, guaranteed strategies that are proven to work? Yeah. If you really don't know what you're doing with trading, but you still want to invest your money in a responsible way, maybe just sink all of your money into shares of SPY, right? Sink all your money into the S&P 500. There's nothing wrong with that. On average, you're going to get about a 10% return on average just holding shares of SPY. So that would be a responsible thing to do with your money. Now, some people want to beat the market, but you're not going to beat the market with technical analysis. That's not the way to beat the market, right? The way to beat the market is to use quantitative analysis analysis and you want to do things really smart, you should focus on, capturing a lot of theta and profiting from Vega as well when you trade options. And I've discussed these on camera before, but obviously short option strategies are the way to go if he wanted to explore that route. Next up, this thumbnail is interesting because trader makes 1K in 3 minutes. So it makes $1,000 in 3 minutes, which, is not unusual when you're trading. Sometimes you win or lose large amounts of money in a very short amount of time. In the title, though, he mentions that this is years of preparation working out in just a few minutes. So he claims he's been trading for years and years, and all of his years of preparation have led to this moment. Let's see his years of preparation.
I'm in on a long. We have just completely rejected this whole fair value gap after filling it. Hopefully we can come up to this liquidity up here.
So obviously he's just your standard day trader trying to use technical analysis, trying to use chart patterns. He's identified what he's calling a gap or some kind of zone.
Get in and out pretty quickly. We have a really, really tight stop loss on this trade.
So he's putting up a stop loss. The red area is his stop loss. If the candlestick breaks below the red area, he'll be stopped out. And then up above is a larger green area for his take profit zone. So if the candle breaches the top of the green area, he takes his profit. So kind of a standard kind of play that a lot of these futures day traders and Forex day traders typically use. So let's see his years of preparation. His years of preparation, we're drawing a box and then hoping it works out.
There we go. We're out. 1,000.
Wait, you're out. Like, dude, years of preparation led to you drawing this box, where you got this red zone where you get stopped out and then the green zone where you take profits, but you didn't even take your profits at the right time. You didn't let it get to the top of the box. You actually took profits before your take profit was triggered. I'm confused how this is years of preparation that led to this. This is ridiculous.
Pretty much 3 to 1, so we'll take it.
Okay, yeah, I'm not really impressed with this very young guy's years of preparation. This next video is a guy ranking his favorite 4 trading assets. So let's go ahead and
rank these trading styles. Let me save you the time. Crypto is the brain rot of trading. I do this for a living and I still don't know the purpose. Why are you putting your money there? If you're super rich and you got a bunch of money to throw around, go for it, bro. Forex is just the most mid thing ever. Scammy, sweaty, and it's just outdated.
You know what? I don't know where the rest of this video is. Only a 30-second video, but I do like what he said so far. So if you're ranking like your favorite investment kinds of products, his worst one, I guess, is crypto, which I don't know if it necessarily deserves to be the worst because crypto is a very wide range set of products. Like Bitcoin, I think, is a pretty good product to invest in. Now, the other kind of shit coins, not so much. But then he says Forex is very mid. He's right. Forex trading there is absolutely no edge at all in Forex trading. It's one of the worst things you can try to do. You have a much easier time actually trading stocks, futures, and especially options. Like Forex is, man, Forex is painful to try to trade.
Dated. Why would I do this when some things on this list are better? And to those who don't know what lot size is, keep it that way. Options go here, no doubt. Short-term, long-term, controlling assets and using leverage to your advantage. I recently got back into it in the last 2 weeks. I've turned 1,000 into 12.
Yeah, so obviously options trading, anybody that knows anything about trading, options trading is much, much easier and a much better investment than Forex or in what he said about crypto as well earlier.
And futures are obviously one. No one saw that coming. Checks every box and is super easy to get into. That's why I teach people how to do it. And if anyone disagrees, they lie to your ass.
Yeah, and futures obviously is great too because, they're leveraged products. The big futures are very liquid. A lot of people trade them. They trade 5.5 days a week, essentially, like the index futures products like the ES and the NQ. Yeah, futures are great. Of course, you can have futures and options too because you actually have options on futures as well, which in my mind is really the best thing you could possibly trade. Next up, 3 stocks I'll hold forever. And every single one of these videos, anytime somebody makes a 3 stocks, 4 stocks, 5 stocks that you should hold, you should just buy and hold forever. I'm always amazed how bad some of the recommendations sometimes are, because they're, it's not hard to pick like 3 stocks to hold on to forever, but for whatever reason, a lot of these guys pick either really poor investments long term, or they pick the same investment 3 times. Like they'll pick 3 very similar stocks or 3 very similar ETFs. Let's see what this guy does.
Here are 3 stocks I'll hold forever as a 36-year-old self-made millionaire professional investor.
Okay, we don't care that you're a self-made millionaire. What does that got to do with your stock recommendation? It's just a flex. He just wanted to put that in the video. All right. But his first recommendation, I can already see the chart here. Obviously, that's the SPY. So obviously, everyone's very first recommendation for a long-term investment, buy and hold shares. Obviously, SPY is always at the top of everyone's list. We expect that.
Our S&P 500 ETF, which is an ETF that tracks the U.S. stock market and diversifies me between the 500 largest companies in the U.S. I'm happy to hold this ETF or any of these S&P 500 index funds forever because the S&P 500 has recovered from every crash in history, returns on average 10% per year, and is a long-term bet on the U.S. economy.
Yeah.
Second on my list is Microsoft, as the company holds dominant positions in markets with long-term growth.
And once again, this guy falls into the same trap as all these other videos I've seen. Yes, Microsoft is a very nice long-term investment, but you know what? Microsoft is a $3 trillion company. It's like, it might be the largest publicly traded company in the US. So it's probably one of the largest, if not the largest component of the S&P 500. You already bought the S&P 500 with SPY, which the biggest component of it, or one of the biggest components of it, is Microsoft. So you're just buying Microsoft a second time by buying both Microsoft and SPY. You didn't need to go Microsoft. That's not diversification. That is the opposite of diversification. You're actually doubling down on a Microsoft position when you buy both.
Growth potential like cloud computing via Microsoft Azure and artificial intelligence via the company's 50% stake in ChatGPT.
We get Microsoft's a good company. Move on, guy. Come on.
Cows like Windows
OpenAI, yeah.
Office and their Xbox gaming division.
What's the third stock? Come on.
In revenue every year. Third on
You're
my
wasting
list
my time.
is Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, which I often call
Berkshire Hathaway. Okay. Another good long-term investment. Warren Buffett obviously makes money, right? So there's nothing wrong with investing in Berkshire Hathaway. But here's the thing. Berkshire Hathaway, yes, they hold a large portfolio of stocks, of probably 12, 15 stocks. I don't know how many stocks are in Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio, but here's what I know until recently, because just a couple of weeks ago, he sold out a large portion of his Apple position. But for much of the last few years, Apple made up like 1/3 of Berkshire Hathaway's position. 1/3. You know what else Apple is a really big component of? Apple is a $3 trillion company, possibly the largest company in the world. It flips between Apple and Microsoft all the time. Well, you already bought SPY, and 2 of the largest components of SPY are Apple and Microsoft, and Apple is the largest component of Berkshire Hathaway. Again, you're buying the same companies, doubling up or tripling up on some of these companies. You could have diversified in a much better way. So I'm kind of disappointed in this.
Buffett ETF, since it's a collection of businesses ranging from technology stocks like Apple, credit card processors like American Express, and financial companies like
I mean,
Bank of
there
America,
is some diversification
by
because Berkshire Hathaway does hold some other stocks that are not necessarily tech related. There may be some diversification between Berkshire Hathaway and SPY, but still, I would have picked something else. Now, this was the top 3 stocks he recommends to buy and hold forever. He also gives a bonus 4th stock. He puts it in the comments, and his 4th stock to buy and hold forever was QQQ, the NASDAQ 100 ETF, which the biggest components of QQQ are Microsoft, Apple. So he's buying the same stocks, just 4 different ways, essentially. Again, it's not my favorite kind of way to invest long term, because if you want to invest long term and your whole goal is to diversify, which is why you're buying multiple products, don't buy multiple products that are so highly correlated. Now, this video really intrigued me because of the thumbnail. A trader loses $70,000 because failed rocket launch. So he's buying probably a large position into some rocket company, one of these companies that is invested in probably space exploration or space tourism, whatever, somebody that's building rockets, And I guess he's
and our first commercial orbital launch.
he's going to
No,
watch the
because it
rocket
looks like
launch.
the
Okay.
rocket is going to be launched today. But the real question is, when? Moon.
Mission 0. Abort.
Second idle.
Abort.
Abort hit.
Abort mission. That's not good. He's actually looking live at his stock chart. I'm assuming this is like a 1 minute chart here. You see, 773,000 is his position. And now he just lost 30,000 just like that. It's down to 740.
Look at the stop.
Look at that candle. Now 680.
Teams are currently working through their abort procedures and will standing by
Oh,
for word of the next attempt.
He doesn't look very
Next
happy. Yeah, so the moral of the story here, and there's a lot of these kinds of funny videos on YouTube and TikTok of people making very large gambling style bets on companies, on drug trials, on rocket launches, on various crypto plays, and then you see them live on camera sometimes lose their entire account, instantly. And sometimes that gets caught on camera, and it's always hilarious because honestly, these people, they do it to themselves. You've got to trade small, consistent, repeatable strategies. You have to find where you have a small, repeatable edge and just do the thing over and over and over again. But some people want to make these big gambling, really splashy plays. They want to be the one that tells everybody, hey, I made that big bet that one time that nobody saw that coming. And I made, a bajillion dollars doing that thing. And typically how that ends up is with this failed rocket launch. It leaves you with that sickening feeling. That guy looked like he was about to throw up on camera. And honestly, I don't ever want to be in that position. I don't think you guys really ever want to be in that position either. Next up, a topic that is near and dear to my heart because I saw this caption, Robinhood sucks. And I agree, but let's see what he has to say.
GameStop 2.0 is exactly why you need to stop trading on Robinhood. Cannot believe how many people I've seen that still trade on Robinhood. Like, do you not care about
Yeah, what he's talking about here is during the big spike that GME had, the GameStop, where it exploded in price from like $13 to $80 or whatever it was, back in 2021, early 2021. Robinhood had real problems during that event, and they actually halted trading in GME. They wouldn't let people trade in and out of GME, even though millions of people were excited. That was when the whole Wall Street bets thing blew up, and it got millions of new traders into the market, many of them using the Robinhood app, right? Robinhood captured a lot of that market share. And then they wouldn't let people trade what they wanted to trade, which was GME, during that whole event. And that it caused a lot of problems, and that should have caused more people to actually leave Robinhood and go explore real brokers, not a zero fee broker. Go sign up for a real brokerage account with a company like TASTYTRADE or Thinkorswim, go sign up with Schwab or Fidelity or E-Trade, Interactive Broker, sign up with somebody that's reputable. Robinhood is not reputable. Webull is another zero fee broker that's not reputable. Anyway, let's see where he's going here.
about your own money? Do you just love pissing away money? Because if so, then keep trading on Robinhood.
Yeah.
If you don't, if you want to actually make real money, catch gains, not be able to not sell or whatever bogus games Robinhood always plays, then get on a real broker.
Yeah, and you always have to wonder when a broker does something like that, halts trading. That's the exchange didn't halt trading on GME. Just Robinhood didn't want its customers trading that because there are millions of customers, and you have to wonder, did Robinhood, the company, have a position in GME? And maybe they were trying to protect their own position because all these people were running up the stock price in GME. Maybe, and I'm just saying this, maybe the people at Robinhood were short GME. They wanted to slow down that train because maybe they were getting run over a little bit. Who knows?
And then we can both laugh at the people that still use Robinhood.
Agreed. Yeah, Robinhood, definitely the worst broker, the worst trading platform, especially for options. If you're an options trader, you have absolutely no business using Robinhood. Next up, how to start from zero and make $10,000 a month a day. Okay, so what is it? 10,000 a month or 10,000 a day trading? And then I noticed that there's actually a warning on this. You guys can't see it on the video, but inside TikTok, it actually has a warning. It says participating in this activity could result in you or others getting hurt. So TikTok is actually warning me, but whatever this guy is about to talk about in this video is dangerous.
Listen, if you have no money and you want to make thousands of dollars instantly, open a funded account. If I were to start from zero and I had no money, but I wanted to get into day trading, you open a funded account, they give you money pretty much to where.
So a funded account, he's talking about opening up an account with a prop firm, a proprietary trading firm. They're called prop firms for short, and where they give you a real money account that's already funded with $50,000, $100,000, whatever it happens to be, and you trade their money. You know, they're basically looking for people that know how to trade, and they'll give you the money to trade. You have to follow a certain set of rules. You have to follow their rules. You can't take too much risk. You can't take too many losses. A lot of prop firms are scams. They're shady. There are serious situations right now. Just go on the internet, just do a quick Google search or a YouTube search. Do a YouTube search for prop trading firms. And right now, there are a couple of very large ones that are not paying their customers. They just refuse to pay their customers. If you're a big winner, you know, somebody that maybe they owe hundreds of thousands of dollars to or millions of dollars to, they're not going to pay you. They're just not going to pay you. So yes, and here's the thing. You have to pay money to sign up for these prop trading firms because you have to prove yourself. How do you prove yourself? You pay a few $100s or whatever it happens to be to run through a trial period where you trade a fake money account. It's not a real money account, but they want to see how you do, right? And you pay them. And that's actually the way most prop firms make all their money, from people trying to sign up, paying that fee, going through the trial period. And then if you're one of the very few that makes it to the funded account, when you win big, they'll come up with an excuse why they're not going to pay you. They will say that maybe you cheated in some way, you didn't trade their formula, you're doing this, you're doing that. Sometimes they will say you weren't the one trading. Do you have video evidence of you actually trading at that computer on that account? Like, they do weird things. So prop trading firms are definitely not recommended. And for one thing, if you actually know how to trade, if you're a trader that actually could consistently, repeatably make money trading, why would you ever go trade somebody else's money? That doesn't make any sense. Trade your own money if you can trade. That's my
where
thoughts.
If you complete 3 challenges, usually you'll then return either $50, $100, $200,000 in funded money, and then obviously on every single trade they'll take a cut. You get crazy payouts. People do this all the time. Or you could just simply start leverage trading in the crypto or forex market. You can turn little amounts into a lot, but literally just.
Yeah, very leveraged trading in the Forex markets especially. You can get 50 to 1, 100 to 1, 200 to 1 leverage, and that's a good way to make a lot of money. It's also a good way to completely blow up your account. Not only just blow up your account, but in some cases you're using so much leverage, if things really go bad for you, you can actually lose more money than what's in your account. You know, so you get the dreaded margin call where all of a sudden your account has a negative balance, meaning you lost all the money in your trading account, plus you owe your broker money. And if you don't pay your broker, they'll sue you. They're going to come after you for that money. Yeah, everything in this video, really horrible advice.
Anything good in life takes time. Now, obviously, nothing comes easy, but working that little shit.
Yeah, everything in life takes time, but you're going about it in a really lazy, low effort way with this. With the advice in this video.
Get much your job for the rest of your life. That's not easy either. You got to pick your poison, man. Stop being.
Oh yes, it's that you got to pick your poison. You know, working a job sucks. You know, and you don't like it. Let's move on to the next video. Next up, 6 months of trading can change your life. Wow, so this guy in 6 months, it's already changed his life. Let's see. I already know this is probably going to be another crazy one.
6 months of trading can change your life. You can get your dream car, your dream house, or make as much money as you want. For me personally.
Wow, you can get your dream car and your dream house in 6 months of trading, right? You guys know how I like to promote responsible forms of trading. Do you think in 6 months you can trade in a responsible way and get your dream car and your dream house fully paid for in 6 months of trading? Does that seem like that's a realistic thing that you could do?
Most of my biggest profits come from 1 or 2 months of the whole year. For example, in the last.
And obviously that's not consistent and repeatable kind of income either. If he's just said most of his profits come in 1 month or maybe 2 months out of the year, that means he makes some really big wins, you know, a couple of times a year. And then the rest of the year, he probably loses money, right? So that's not, you want to smooth things out. How about you win a little bit of money consistently day after day after day after day. That's how smart traders do things. They don't do things like this.
Last 2 months, I've made almost $290,000 strictly from trading. However, to get to this point, it took years of hard work and late nights. So as a new trader in the beginning, instead of focusing on the profits, focus on the process and focus on starting with small size. Because once you become consistent.
How do you make $290,000 in profits in a very short amount of time that he's talking about? By focusing on staying small, which is he's talking about focus on being small in size, but he claims he bought this fancy car and a big house. Now, like, nothing about this video makes sense. This is what I hate about, what I call the fake gurus out there. I don't know if this guy's a fake guru. I don't even know if he's selling anything, but everything in this video is so contradictory.
You can make as much money as you want, but until then, you need to start small because you don't want to lose too much money. In the beginning of your trading career, you want to learn, so in the future, you can finally earn.
Yeah, kind of light on content on that. He did not tell us anything about what he trades. He didn't tell us, does he trade stocks, futures, forex, options? He didn't tell us any underlying assets. He didn't give us any kind of strategy. Just, hey, I bought a mansion and a Lambo this month because I make so much money. I make just bajillions of dollars all the time, and the reason I make so much money is because I started trading small. Like, it totally doesn't make any sense. And the final TikTok video I want to react to is this one. This one was titled, I think, $400,000. So let's see. I've seen Grant Cardone a couple of times on these. He usually has some pretty ridiculous kind of takes on things. So let's see how I'm going to make $400,000.
I don't know how you guys could even live on that number. If I made 400 grand a year, I would be embarrassed with myself as a husband, a father, basically as a human being. 400 grand. How do you make sense of $35,000 a month? Yeah,
so it's the same crap I've seen over and over again. This guy, it's a bit of a troll. He's really carved out his own niche in the financial space, because this is obviously, it's a joke, but at the same time, it's so ridiculous, it's so outlandish that some people take it seriously, right? Because sometimes you can say something so crazy. Like, if you say something that's just a little crazy, people know you're joking. That's not real. But when you go way hard, out there, way far out there, some people will actually take you seriously and think you know something. So when he's talking about $400,000, making $400,000 a year is an embarrassment. I would be ashamed to make $400,000 a year. Now, naturally, anybody with a brain would say, what the hell are you talking about? That's well above like your average median income in the US. Like, you're doing really well. If you make $400K a year, you're all right, right? You're like that top 1-2% kind of people, right? And he's talking about, that's only $35,000 a month. You can't even live on that. Even states with a very high cost of living, like California or Hawaii, $35K a month is still plenty. So this is really stupid things he's saying, but he knows that he will draw in some people with that message, and they'll sign up for whatever it is he's selling. He's one of these people, one of these gurus that actually sells courses and things like that.
The month. You have not done the math, because you cannot live on 400 grand a year. Anybody can make 400 grand a year. All you got to do is show up.
Wow. And you see, this is what, man, he really, I've got to give him credit. Even though I agree with nothing I've ever seen of his on video, nothing of his ever makes sense, he has carved out that niche, because what he said there at the end, anybody can make $400K a year, right? It makes it sound so simple, when obviously that's not the case. Not everyone can make $400,000 a year. Some people just are not equipped, just mentally, intellectually. They didn't finish school. They don't have the right work ethic. Some people are just physically incapable of working. So, when he makes that kind of statement, he knows that's a crazy statement. And again, some people, see that and say, hey, maybe he knows something that the rest of us don't know. Maybe I need to go spend a few $1,000s and actually learn from this guy and investigate this a little more. So it's really interesting what Grant does. He's a little bit different than a lot of the other gurus, the fake gurus out there, because he is so crazy. You know, that he's not even trying to hide the fact that, you know, everything he says is complete BS, right? But at the same time, it's so out there. You know, a lot of people do like the guy, and I can actually appreciate that, even though, again, I don't think anything he says is actually real financial advice. So there you have it. This was part 3 of my series of TikTok reactions. These are always fun. And as always, if you guys have any TikTok videos, any kind of crazy TikTok videos you guys have seen on trading, investing, or general finance, anything that you would like to see me react to, share those links in the description below. Also, check out my book, The Super Wheel Option Strategy, which is available on Amazon. You'll find a link to my book in the description below. It's about my favorite options trading strategy, which is the wheel strategy. Also, if you want to help support my work, please consider subscribing to the DT Options Discord channel. You'll find a link to it as well in the description below. Peace, guys.